Good afternoon, everyone. BC here, and thanks so much for joining another great episode of the Bisimoto Turbo Tuesday. I'm here at a very exotic and interesting location in Moorpark, California, the Turbonetics headquarters. Hello, Daniel. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Big Ford. Very nice of you to join us and wave accordingly. Wow, we're getting some great people in here. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Basil. Hope all is well. Greetings, 99. Wow, thank you so much. Maybe I should keep doing this at 12 p.m. So I'm here at Turbonetics, and as you can see, Turbonetics is part of the Wabtec family with precision turbos, Turbonetics, of course, and also we have a very good Napier line of turbochargers as well as part of this. Hello, AJ, all the way from across the pond. Hello, Alfie. Hello, Adrian. Hello, SoCal. Hello, Looney. Quite a few of you here. Really appreciate that. Greetings. Hello. You just woke up, SI. It is noon. Hello, Peter. Hello, Nam. Hello, buddy. Of course. Okay, so we're going to talk today about some really cool things, especially in terms of turbos, my experience with that cool SI that's in the background here at Turbonetics. Hello, Cam. Hello, 912. And I don't have Ariana here. She's at the office holding down the fort. I have the lovely Hedy right here. She's right there. So that being said, and Reggie right here. From Turbonetics, so we're gonna have a lot of fun here. Hi Ari, good seeing you. Waiting.
Hi Ari.
Hi Ari. Let me say hi Ari. Okay, so Hedy, go ahead, ask some questions. Let's see what we have today before I get into some live stuff.
Sure. The first question we have is from Jidus66.
Jidus66. Hopefully you're here, Jidus.
He said, BC, I saw your blue Porsche on your Instagram feed this morning.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this engine from a 996? How did you adapt it to the transmission? Could you provide any photos or sheets possibly to be viewed? Okay,
so he's asking about the 996 clad 911 that I put up this morning to solicit some questions and let you guys know what's going on here at Turbonetics. So that's a 1976 911 wide body, and I'm not a huge fan of older technology, even though I love the beauty of classic 911. So I did something different. I took a 996 M96 base engine, mated it with a standard 997 M96, M97 gearbox, and put into that chassis. And we had to massage quite a few items to get that larger, longer gearbox to fit, because it's much larger than the 915 that was in there originally. So of course we had to cut off the beam or hollow tube that holds the torsion bars in the rear, and then also very creatively take away material from the rear cabin where the passenger seats would be in the rear to allow clearance as well. And of course, the shifter's a cable, so that's very, very simple to incorporate, so that's very, very nice. Blessings as well, inject tuning. In terms of a build thread, I don't have one for it. So if you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to us at sales@bisimoto.com. I'll be more than happy to help you with that as well. So, hello Jeremiah, thanks for joining us this afternoon as well. So what other question do we have, Hedy?
Sure. We have the OG AJ Thompson.
Nigeria, stand up. Okay. AJ, a question from you.
He has a question about a billet head. So
okay.
If you were to design a billet head for any given engine, would you be able to have increased port volume and increase the head's ability to flow air? Or would it simply be a stronger, more power-resistant version of the engine's original head? Yeah.
Hello, Joe Dirt. So it'll be a combination of the two. Sorry about the noise in the background. They're very busy here at Turbonetics, which is good. Always keeping things going and making some really cool stuff. Well, in terms of a billet head, I would definitely use a similar configuration to allow the ideal bore spacing and bolt pattern for the head. But since I'm not confined to the restrictions of a passenger car engine and having a low overhang or pedestrian safety or all that stuff, I would pay most attention to flow, especially with valve angles, the port configuration into the back of the valve, and cross-sectional area and flow of the port. So that will reign supreme. That would be my focus, and it would look nothing like factory because I'm not confined, once again, to those restrictions. So I hope that helps you very nicely. Okay. Jay, I do still make that. We have them available right to us at sales@bisimoto.com, and we're more than happy to. A Civic Type R, Jimmy, I haven't physically done one, but I was part of the unveil for the Type R here in the US, so you may see that on YouTube with Honda. I had the opportunity, Hedy and I, to go to Florida and drive 6 different Type Rs at the Miami Homestead Raceway. And I've had the opportunity to actually get involved with some product development for aftermarket for that as well. We also have a Hot Wheels representation, a Bisimoto Hot Wheels of the Civic Type R that's in the market right now. So that's my depth and breadth of extent with the Hot Wheels line. I'm great, Paco. How are you? Hope all is well. I'm just out here, you know, living the dream at Turbonetics, having a good time, and surrounding myself with some great people, and driving this pretty cool Civic SI. Eddie's making fun of me over here. I don't know what's going on.
Next question is from Raheem.Murphy.
Raheem.Murphy. Your question is here right now. Hello, Raheem.
Raheem, hi. There's two questions you asked.
Yes.
One was explaining what it meant by doing regrinds on camshafts, and also tips on building an F22 naturally aspirated setup.
Okay, so regrinding is a very simple process, and it would have been great if I had some kind of show and tell for you. But if you think about a standard camshaft lobe, which is round on the bottom and has this really nice peak on top, so think of it as a mountain with a round bottom. When you adjust the valves with a valve rocker, you adjust it to the base circle or the back side of that particular mountain. Now, when you regrind a camshaft, and I'll make this very simple, you pretty much regrind mostly the back side of that circle. So when you adjust the rocker, it's closer to the center of that mountain. Therefore, when you turn the camshaft, the rocker now travels higher because the peak is left alone or very close to factory. So that's how you're able to get more lift and duration by reducing the base circles with regrinds. So you may have a smaller size as you measure with a caliper, but since your rocker arm adjusts on the smaller part of that circle, the other side of that mountain is much higher to the rocker arm, and hence you get more lift and duration. Thank you so much, Felipe. Thanks for the kind words. Appreciate that. And for your second question, for the NA F22, it is an awesome engine. As I mentioned before, the F22A engine, in factory form, the heads flow more than most Porta B series. So that being said, the setback on those engines is the 8.8 compression from factory, which is static, and a very small 300 lift camshafts. That being said, raise compression, throw in some camshafts, and get a high flowing intake manifold with either an H23 or a K series one with an adapter, and you have a 200 horsepower setup on your hands that's reliable and very powerful. So I hope that helps quite a bit, you know? So with the 996 coolant lines relentless, good to see you, AJ, hope all is well. I prefer to pin it. The pinning is very simple and it doesn't warp around it. When you weld, you're running the chance of warping the housing. But when you pin it, it prevents it from popping out, especially when racing, and you have no challenges whatsoever. It's very, very simple. Pin, you can drill, pin, or drill and tap and put a bolt through it. And that's much easier without any warping issues whatsoever. So I hope that helps. What question do you have, Eddie?
Sure. Julie Sav 23.
Julie Sav? Okay. Julie Sav. Hello, Rob.
Sure. It says that they have a 2011 Cayenne S.
Okay.
Would like to start modifying it.
Okay.
How much horsepower would they expect to gain on a few basic mods?
Okay.
And what mods do you recommend?
So for the Cayenne 2011, it's very simple. The mods that are very easy and not as invasive are as follows. A simple flash. We have access to a flash that can give you 38 to 40 horsepower to the wheel on the S, and about additional 27, 28 foot-pounds of torque without changing anything on it. And for the additional power, you can get a K&N drop-in filter, which helps quite a bit, and also an exhaust. And that'll add another 25 or so horsepower, which is nice. And you can keep the reliability and the look of your car and have a nice deep tone from the rear and a nice whooshing sound from the front, which is pretty cool. So that is something that you can do. Hello, Ruben. I'm great. How are you? Hello, Rob. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm here at Turbonetics with a cool SI right there, which is pretty nice. With my partners from Precision, Wabtec, Napier, and of course, parent Turbonetics. Okay, so what else do we have?
AJ must have been doing some research.
AJ, another question from you.
He's asking a question about Honda Insight.
Yes.
And also K-Series. So
Okay.
he's asking, would it be possible for an average Joe to remove the powertrain from a first-gen Insight
Yes.
to make way or room for a K-Series? Or do you need a professional such as yourself due to the dangerously high voltage and amperage?
So AJ, yes, you can do it yourself, but as anything, you have to be very careful. So in the rear of the Insight, there's a large switch, large orange switch that you can deactivate. You pull down and it deactivates, and you have to be very careful not to touch the terminals. Apart from that, the IMA system is not that involved. If you're just pulling the engine out, pulling the battery system out, which I've done physically myself, it's not difficult, but you have to pay attention. Hello from Germany, Jonah. It looks like a lot of Germans here today. Really appreciate that. Greetings from San Jose Beach. Appreciate that as well, which is pretty nice of you. So that being said, yes, you can do that. And the swap is very worthwhile because you can have a lot more reliable power and save some weight in the process as well. inject tuning, I do not do remote tunes. And the reason why I don't do that is because it's actually impossible to optimize ignition timing and cam timing remotely. And there's just some things that you have to be there to listen for knock. I've seen some remote tunes come to my facility, and you know how many of them do well on the dyno? 0, not one. Each time I notice that those tunes come in at the limit of knock with a couple of degrees of backwards, which is not where engines are most efficient. And then cam timing, absolutely off. VTEC crossover, nowhere near optimal. So I'm not an advocate of remote tuning, and I don't do it at all. So the plans for the SI EJ8, you have to hang tight. I may have a guest join me soon, and we'll talk about that. You'll be very, very excited about what we have. Oh, cheers. Have a great day as well, Ruben. Appreciate that. My pleasure. Inject. Hello, JTS. I know AJ. It's probably a spell check that called me business instead of BC, which is pretty cool. But thank you so much, AJ, for looking out for me. Okay, I look forward to responding to you, Rob. Hang tight. So you can do an H23 intake manifold, and look at it, has some cool noises here. Yeah, it's like we have to run out of here or something. No, we're good. We're good. Okay. So H23 intake manifold or a K-series manifold with an adapter. There are adapters out there right now, and we have access to them that can allow you to adapt a K-series manifold to an F22 head, which is pretty nice. Oh, more than boost control, SI, more than that. My pleasure, EJ8, hang tight. Okay.
Speaking of which,
yes.
Talking about the car manufacturers and new
Yes.
things, the Klauka Cage has a question about
Okay.
if you can please talk about the new joint venture with Toyota and BMW.
Yes.
And the new Supra. Wants to hear your opinion on the new production car that should debut in 2019. What are
Okay.
your thoughts?
So the new Supra is one that has just been tons of speculation online and some data coming which is pretty strong of recent. Ari told me to tell you guys to keep it down back there. So, you know, it's always good to see manufacturers cross over, unite, and create products because you have some great interaction with engineering from two companies, a lot more resources, and from a economics perspective, a lot more cost effective. Now, here's the thing. The Supra looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the 6-cylinder engine. I love what they're doing all across the board. Even the styling is very, very tasteful and can continue to stay relevant for many years to come. The one thing that I'm not too excited about is the fact that it only come in automatic. So even though I do understand that more people nowadays prefer automatic gearboxes, as an enthusiast, I still love rowing gears. Even if nowadays, by today's standards, it's much slower than what we can see with any type of twin plate gear style automatic gearboxes. So that being said, I look forward to the opportunities that BMW and Toyota have for us builders and tuners, but I wish that existed in a manual gearbox just based upon my own desires. Hello Pro, thanks for joining us. Copper O-ringing for compression. Beast, I only use copper O-rings in high boost applications to help me with seal with the head gasket. So that's typically why I use it. Not for compression, either raising or lowering. Now, if you're talking about copper gaskets themselves, instead of O-ringing, that's a different thing. Stick shift forever. Auto is boring. Yeah, I like to get involved in, even this SI that Honda was kind enough to allow me to borrow is a 6-speed manual, which is what I love. Yes. I know, it only comes out of the bag, but still, I know. Well, even in drag racing, you still want to be able to have something even sequential to some extent, huh? That'd be cool. My pleasure, Beast. Okay, what else do we have, Eddie?
So there's a couple of questions that will tap into your chemical engineering expertise.
Oh, okay.
AJ brought up a very good point again. He said, what would be the best way to clean out an engine and rid of residue old black oil, as well as particles of metal and other substances within it?
Okay.
Would an engine flush be sufficient? And would this be on a 4-cylinder diesel engine too?
So AJ, I like your question, and I may be the greatest person or the worst person to ask this of. When it comes to cleaning the engine, of course I like to use a proper synthetic that has some good cleaning capacity or capabilities, which of course pure oil is my oil of choice. Even with rubbish engines where the previous person used conventional oils with a lot of coking, after 2 or 3 changes and running with pure oil, it cleans a lot of that out. And that helps with sludge and any coking. Now, if it's metal shavings, I would take the engine apart. That's just me. And that's why I say I may be the best or worst person, because it's a pretty tedious process. I'm not an advocate of flushes because they don't do a very good job in keeping that hydrodynamic wedge that exists between bearings and metal surfaces on the crank. They tend to get a lot thinner and can cause some challenges, especially in performance engines. So a proper oil that has clean capacity like Purol, and if there are metal shavings involved, I take it apart. Now, if you're talking about small metal particulates from a honing process, you can do that with break-in oil as well. Flush it twice with new filters each time, you know? Oh, Beast, enjoy your afternoon, okay? Appreciate you coming to us. Thank you so much, you know? By all means, I'll be more than happy to, Scroach, no problem. Okay,
and
what's
AJ had one last question he wanted to know.
Okay,
he
AJ?
Says, since it seems to be common practice these days to use an 1800 horsepower USDM engine in a 6-second car faster,
right.
Are there any engines out there that you think can rival a USDM engine?
Yes.
Not only in terms of making colossal, reliable power,
right,
but cost effectiveness too if built by you.
So, I can give you this answer. Yes, the Skyline engine, the new GTR Skyline engine is definitely an opportunity to make that kind of power reliably, and it's been done deep into single digits reliably. Now, cost effective, you may laugh, but the Hyundai Lambda engine, the Lambda 2, that is a 3.8 liter V6 with 6 bolt vanes per main journal. Yes, 6 bolt, not 2, 6 from factory. I don't know why the Koreans designed it that way, but it's an excellent engine, and that's one that has the potential of making tons of power without breaking the bank. But if you have the capability financially to explore a high horsepower engine, the new GTR engine is the way to go, and people have done it reliably without challenge with some Turbonetics turbos, of course. Okay, so that being said, hello FG2, thanks for joining us. Shop manuals. So ProRes, I have access to the Honda system, so the Honda in-network is what I use, and I don't have manuals laying around. Rob, yes, 997 Turbo S is in the works, and we have some great opportunities coming. Hang tight, it'll be here before the end of the year. No, there's no such thing ProRes as a wrong-wheel drive. There are advantages of rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, and also all-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive, of course, since when you take off, weight transfers to the rear is a great opportunity. All-wheel drive is great because it gives you the best in adhesion, but can be quite heavy. Front-wheel drive, because especially in slippery surfaces like it's raining today, is the safest to use when putting around town, and it gives you a lot of pride to be able to go very fast in front-wheel drive. Precision, hello, thanks for joining us today. We're here at Turbonetics, one of your partners, having a great time. How much power from a 3.8 Hyundai with billet intake manifold? Max, if you have the capability of going crazy with heads, you can probably flow more than 400 CFM at about 500 lift at 28 inches of depression. So power-wise, you can imagine what kind of power that can give you per cylinder. You can exceed the goal you mentioned earlier on, AJ. Hello, YB. Hello, Alfie. And Angelica, I want to see you watching. That's what Reggie said.
Hey, girl. Hi.
What's up, Angelica?
So
this
welcome back, Alfie.
This is from Reggie Wynn.
Reggie Wynn has a question.
It says, can Purol be used with roller, push rod, or flat tappet cams?
Answer is yes. Purol can be used with rollers and flat tappet cams, especially because of the high content of zinc. Being that it has 1700 ppm of zinc and doesn't disassociate from the base compound easily, you don't have to worry about catalysts and so on and so forth, and it's much safer. What you don't want to use are the conventional oils today with about 800 parts per million, so definitely that's what you want to use. I love those guys. Their stuff is really, really good. So you got a 2018 Sports Civic hatch. What mods should you do? Oh, Precision says, hi, my loves. Love you, Hetty.
Aww.
Okay, so mods, very simple. Downpipe, which we're playing with right now, will give you significant, if that's allowed in your vicinity. Also, K-tuner flashes are very, very good as well, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. As a matter of fact, what time is it now?
Perfect. Well, it brings it to a segue. There's a question by AJ Balak.
AJ Balak has a question as well. Hello, Saeed. Hello, Tall.
He wants to know he can't wait to see what your thoughts are on the Blue SI.
Okay, so he's asking what my thoughts are on this Blue SI, which is fantastic. So, you know, I came from the old school world where I felt that Honda's heydays were in the 90s. I had my CRX, which is the first performance car I had here in the United States. Really helped me, put me on the map. I built many cars for corporate Honda, tuned tons of them. And you know what? I'm very excited. Thanks so much, Talls, for the kind words. Honda's really back. This SI, as big as it is, bigger than an older Accord, with a 1.5 liter, and I love small displacement engines. 1.5 liter that, when I tested it yesterday, made 180 horsepower to the wheel, which with a 15% drivetrain loss brings us to about 208, 209 to the crank, which is really nice. And you know what's really great is the build of the car is very, very nice. Very solid car, very comfortable, heated seats, sunroof, great interaction and connectivity with the Apple Play, which is very, very nice as well. Space is quite paramount. Hello, Chris. Thanks for joining us. Space is quite ample in the rear because you can put the rear seats down and have even more trunk space to carry stuff up. I tried carrying a fender during the weekend, which was great. Took my family to church and breakfast on Sunday, which was very fantastic. But here's where it gets interesting. I had the opportunity to explore a very comfortable safe flash on this yesterday, and I picked up 30 wheel horsepower and about 28 foot-pounds of torque on this. And you can use a sport button to initiate that. And boost went from a comfortable 17 or so pounds to an even very comfortable 23 with factories, which is very nice. So that being said, wow, you're 6'9", you may want to try that because these seats go pretty far back and pretty far down, so you never know. And it's manual, which is pretty nice. So that being said, I'm going to put up a chart very soon about my experiences with it. It's very, very nice, very clever. But Honda's done a very good job. You know, I don't say this often, but that's a really fun all-around car. Something you can have fun with, commuting to and from school or work, and taking to the track on the weekends and having fun on the road course. It's really, really nice, you know? Now, AJ, that's very clever. That's very clever. SI, if you can come down here to Moore Park, we'll make it happen. No problem. I'll be more than happy, Talls. As long as you can wait a little bit, because we're slammed at the office, I'll be more than happy to. So, Broke Built Racing, I have never driven the 2.0 T Accord. Not yet. But I may plan on doing that. I'll talk to Davis at Honda and see if we can get our hands on one and play around with them. That'd be great. So Raheem, it depends on your goals. So if you just want something that's emissions friendly, level 1. If you're boosted emissions friendly, level 1.2. If you don't have to worry about emissions and idle quality is not super important to you, you don't mind a slightly loopy idle, the Bisimoto level 2 is ideal. If you're full track duty, the level 3 for NA and level 2.4 for boosted. Yes, I've dynoed 300ZXs, absolutely. Twin turbo ones. They actually have quite a bit of potential. I'm shocked that there's not more aftermarket support for those. You know what? And I'm open to really playing with unloved engines. I'd be more than happy to. Interesting. That's really interesting, Broke. Thank you, AA. So, you know, guys, I actually have a very special guest here. I have, you know, the head of product engineering here. And his name is Brian Regnier. There he is. And Brian is going to tell us, you asked me a little bit about the SI back here. So Brian's going to tell us about some of the possibilities and what we can do with this SI. So Brian, what are your thoughts on this and what could Turbonetics do with this new SI?
So we are looking at developing a drop-in upgrade turbo for the SI that would allow users to make more horsepower more efficiently.
Now guys, you heard it firsthand. He is the head of engineering here. When he says something, it happens. If you really want to see this, let me know, let us know. If you'd like to see a drop-in upgrade for the SI back there, we would definitely make it happen. So based upon your experience, Brian, what are some of the upgrades you can do to a factory turbo? How would it compare physically to what's currently in a production setup?
Right, so the stock turbo is essentially sized for the power level with a little bit of headroom, so you can increase the boost a little bit, but to go beyond that stage, you really want a bigger compressor and a bigger turbine to go along with that, and there may be other things, bigger wastegate port to prevent boost creep, those kinds of things to really optimize the vehicle for that higher horsepower level, but without giving up the everyday drivability.
So guess what, guys? You heard it firsthand. You get to eat your cake and have it too. Improved efficiency, larger wheels on the turbine and compressor, wastegate ports, even much more appealing to prevent creep. And guess what? You can eat your cake and have it too. And guess what? We can provide flashes for you, so it'd be very simple to implement. And as AJ Thompson asked earlier on today, yes, with the factory manifolds. You don't have to worry about that. Literally a bolt-on plug-and-play solution for you, you know? So, that being said, no, it wouldn't have to be built more. As a matter of fact, you don't have to push it as much. You can still stay within the factory reliability, bro, and not have any challenges whatsoever. We have had an opportunity to play with this on the dyno, and there are opportunities for turbos and intercoolers. And hopefully I can convince Brian and his team to not only help with turbochargers, but intercooler upgrades for the SI, and possibly the Type R as well, okay? A flash is very simple. If you want to provide your own dongle, or you want a dongle to be able to make changes yourself, it's $449. If you don't need that, it's $249 for a license and a quick stage 1 flash. So it's very cost effective. I love Golf R's, Rob. They want a Golf R upgrade.
That's one of the ones we're evaluating also.
Rob, they're evaluating it. A bolt-on upgrade for the Golf R, which I love that car. So you may be in luck. So about fuel, you have two options. Right now, you can set up how this one is set up right now for 91 octane. But there is a legend that allows you to disable the secondary O2, send a 0 to 5 volt input from a flex fuel sender into the factory ECU, and have flex fuel capability. It is very cost effective, Alfie, absolutely. It can be done, broke. F22A, no. F22As come from engines that are OBD0, so there are no flashing capabilities for that. What you would have to do is have a great opportunity to have a plug-and-play engine management solution, or maybe some kind of piggyback to make that happen. Coming very soon. YB, by the end of the year, we may have something for 9A1. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to let Brian go. Thank you so much, guys. Right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers. So, guys, once again, send me some emails. bc@bisimoto.com, sales@bisimoto.com. Let me know what you really want in terms of a turbo upgrade, and we'll make it happen. So, SI, Honda and K-Tuner, the difference? They are both very reliable platforms in terms of flashing, extremely reliable, and I've had success with both, and I'm a dealer for both. The K-Tuner seems to be a very good plug-in where Honda doesn't cover. So if you're looking for, let's say, base Accord V6s, or some of the Fits, or some of the CRZs with very unique platforms, that's where K-Tuner comes on. So I like both. But on this case, especially with how quickly they got it out and how cool it is to be able to press a sport button and have boost immediately and change the whole characteristics of the car, and also have a true disabling of rev hang, the K-Tuner is awesome. I love it. I love it very much. Hello, Jay. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. So, Saeed, I prefer E85. Absolutely. And with that, there's no need for me to have water methanol at all. Yes. So Reggie, they have a question. I have a question that this guy's asking, Broke Built Racing. Will there be an opportunity for a Type R option for a turbo upgrade?
Yes, there will be an option for the Type R. So that's what we're talking about today. Is we're going to cover both models. So
beautiful. See, guys, some crazy things are happening. I have crazy freckles here. Anyway, some great things are happening. You're going to have options for both the Type R and the SI.
What
so
about the
all
question
covered.
for the 1,000 horsepower turbo, Reggie? Can you recommend a
Which
turbo
one?
for him?
Let's see.
By
Where are we?
AJ. Best
Let's see.
Turbonetics
Yeah.
turbo for
Okay.
1,000.
AJ says best Turbonetics turbo for 1,000 horsepower with quick spool.
that's a question I get all day on the phone. So that's a really easy one to answer. It's our 7575.
Wow.
It's a billet compressor wheel, 75 millimeter, and it's a 75 millimeter exhaust wheel. That's why we call it 7575 with a T4 exhaust housing, 0.96 AR. Very streetable. Everybody wants 1,000 horsepower these days. Everybody, but that turbo will do it for you.
You heard it firsthand from the horse's mouth, AJ. Heady, no laughing. From the horse's mouth, AJ. Absolutely. Oh, everyone loves it. Thank you so much, Saeed. Thank you so much. So guys, that being said, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I had a blast here at Turbonetics. I'm going to have some more fun with the SI. Some more information is coming, some great technology. I appreciate your audience. And once again, if there's any feedback you guys can provide, please let us know. I'm here at 12 o'clock hour today because of your feedback, and we take criticism constructively. So guys, stay tuned, see you around there, and talk to you soon. Have a good afternoon. Cheers.
So do you